This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we shall start. Okay, today's topic is procedures. Okay, actually, these are called subprograms. Actually, these are called subprograms. Till now, we create PLSQL blocks only. PLSQL blocks. Just we create the. Okay, good morning, Anandji, Anilji. Okay,
Good morning, sir.
good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, till now we create only PLSQL blocks, which doesn't have any name, and we cannot store anywhere. Just we create a declaration section, begin and end and everything, right? To add, to find the Armstrong number, so and so and so. If you want, every time we have to execute the code. Instead of that, we are creating subprograms by its name, and we can store those programs with a name. And whenever we need that program, just call it by its name. Okay, it is very simple. It is a process of splitting a large application program into small modules or blocks. Okay, we have procedures, functions, packages, and triggers. These four blocks are called subprograms: procedures, functions, packages, and triggers. We are giving a name to it. By using that name, we can call them. Okay, what are the advantages of these programs? Readability means once you execute those subprograms, again no need of execution the same code, just call them by its name. Reusability, we can use number of times, we can call any number of times. Extensibility, code in the subprogram can be increased or can be decreased. It means by using the same program with the same name, we can change the code, we can add some extra program, or we can delete some program. For example, you create a program to add two numbers. You create a program to add two numbers. After 1 year, you realize that you need to add three numbers. Now your criteria is, your requirement is, you want to add three numbers. With the same program, with the same subprogram, with the same name, we can change the code. Now it will be remodified as to add three numbers. Okay, and we can decrease also, we can change also according to our client requirement. And it is very easy to detect the error, and we can modify the error also. Okay, and network traffic gets reduces. Why? Because, for example, if you want to add two numbers, every time you have to write the same code if you don't have subprograms. Instead of that, just write one time and it will store in the Oracle server. Whenever you need, you just call them and your work has to be done. Okay, so by this, the Oracle server has reduces its burden, its work. Okay, performance anyway it will increases. And this is the main important, security. Okay, if you write a program in procedures or functions or in packages, okay, the security is very high. For example, what is our output statement? Dbms underscore, okay, package. Okay, by that package we will get a very high security. We will discuss one by one. Procedures, procedure is a self-contained program. Here, procedure, it may return some value or it may not return some value, but function should return some value. In any languages, function should return some value, but whereas procedures, it is our choice. We may give the returning value or we may not giving the returning value. It depends on the user or client. Procedure, it accepts input values and output values. It means we can give some value and we will get some value. For example, if you want to have two numbers, for example 4 and 7, you can give 4 and 7 as the input and you get the output. 4 plus 7, how much? 11. As arguments, as arguments. And it is the interview questions. Procedure accept 1024 input values and 1024 output values. Procedure, it accept 1024, which is nothing but 1 GB. You know 1 GB? How much is 1024 MB? 1 GB is equal to 1024 MB. Same like that. 1024 output arguments. In the interview, he will ask how many input values we can give in procedures. 1024. Input argument work for call by values and output argument will work for call by reference. If you know C language, you know what is call by and what is call by reference. Call by value means we just give directly the values. Call by reference means we give the address of that variable. Okay, call by value and call by reference. Here input values are nothing but it work as a call by value, whereas output will work as a call by reference. Okay, in this it is a interview question, this one. Okay, syntax. Actually in PLSQL block what we have, just declaration section, begin and end. Here we have different way. Create, it is the option. It is a option. In the square bracket, these are optional values. It means create or replace, procedure and procedure name. These are the arguments. These are the argument. This is argument 1 means variable name. Mod means whether it is a input value, whether it is a output value. And you have to mention the data type. Okay. And you can write down is or as. Now here it will give the declaration. Now it will give the declaration. Okay. By using this name, we can call this procedure number of times. Number of times. Okay. Create or replace procedure, procedure name. Okay. Here in the begin section we have statements, and it is also exception and optional. Exception. If we have find any exception, exception means here error, then we have to handle that exception by using this one. It is called exceptional handling. Exception handling section. Okay. Next, how can we execute the procedure? Here we write one procedure with this procedure name. Okay. After we execute, it does not give any output. It does not give any output like PLSQL block. It just execute and it compile the code and everything, and it will store in the Oracle server. Okay, but it does not give any output. When it will give output? In two ways. When we are using this command, first four letters of execution command, first four letter of execution, just write down execute and write down the procedure name. And here also it is a optional. Here also it is optional. You may use or you may not use. Okay. Next, in main program, what is main program means? You are writing a code of maybe 200 lines or 300 lines. If you need this procedures code, okay, at that time use this procedure name simply and arguments list. There are two ways. One is anonymously, you can use this one, and with the name it will execute. Otherwise, in any other program, any other main program, you need the same code. At the time, just call them by its name, it will execute. Okay, here you see I want to write a program to calculate arithmetical operators. Arithmetical operator, here you see create or replace. What is the use of replace is nothing but if you already have one procedure with the same name, if you already have one procedure with the same name, it will replace with the new one. It will replace with the new one. I think when you are trying to create a table, sometimes you will get the table is already exist. I think you get an error that the table is already exist. Okay, at that time, to avoid that type of errors, okay, use create or replace. It means if you already have one procedure with the same name, it will replace with the new one. Okay, here I need four variables c d e f. Okay, c is nothing but a plus b, d is nothing but a minus b, e is nothing but a into b, f is equal to a b. Sir, where is the a and b? Here we have c variable, d variable, e variable, f variable, but where is a and b? Here we have a and b. Okay, you got it? Okay, in the before, in the simple PLSQL block, we have to write a b c d e f, but here we give the input values a and b as an argument through procedure. If you don't mention here, it means it is in operator input value. If you mention, then it is out. Okay, this is in, or by default it is a input value. Okay, input value. Here we declare a and b. Here we have four variables c d e f. One is for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, you see here dbms output underscore line. Okay, we will see. You see, it does not display anything. Even though we have output statement, we have four output statement. Okay, we have to server output on. You see, it does not display anything. Even though we have four output statements. Okay, why? Because it stores the code. It does not meant to display the values. This is a code. It does not meant to display the value. When it display the value, when we call them. In how many ways we can call them? In two ways. One is by executing like this. First four letters of execution. Executing arithmetic 100 comma 20. So here a value is 100, b value is 20. Now you can invoke that procedure by its name. What is the procedure name? Arithmetic. 100 is a value, 20 is b value. You see, now it will display those four statements: addition, subtraction, multiplication and quotient. It will still say procedure is created, but whenever you execute, then only it will give the output. Example 2. 250 like that. So this is the one way of executing procedure. It is explicitly. Only PLSQL blocks display the output implicitly. But whereas procedures and functions, we have to call them explicitly. This is the one way. And second way is we can call them in the program. Here it is second program. Procedure. Create a procedure to accept employee number as argument and return corresponding employees details. It means whenever I give the employee number, okay, again it is a optional, create or replace, but mostly we use this one, create or replace procedure, procedure name. It is an argument, it is an in parameter. Why? Because by default it is a in. If you mention out, then only it is out parameter. Here I am creating one declaration section E1. It is a EMP table row type. It means it will accept all the columns. I am selecting all the columns into E1 variable where employee number. Here we have to give the employee number. What is the employee number here? We have to give it a runtime. It will display employee name, employee number and everything. Exception means error. When no data found. For example, if you give any other employee number. Actually, we have 14 employees. If you give any other employee number randomly, if the data not found, then it is the error. We have to handle that exception. Exception is nothing but error. What is the error? No rows are available. Means that such a employee is not working in my company. Okay. When no data found. Others. Other than no data found. For example, we have so many exceptions. I will explain in the exception class. Okay. There are so many exceptions. When others, it will give the SQL code and SQL error. That's it. Okay. When only the no data found means when we enter any other employee number, then it will display no rows are available. First I will give, okay, without this. Okay, I will explain you. Without exception, I will we will do some. It is without exception. If you see, it says without exception. I do not have an exception. Why? Because exception is a optional. It says procedure is created, right? Procedure is created. For example, I want to check what are the employee numbers I have. Okay, for example, 7900, 7900. Okay, what is the procedure name? EMP details. What is the procedure name? EMP details. What is the input? Employee number. What is the input? Employee number. First four letter of execution, EMP details, and I am entering 7900 as a input value. You see, it will give James, name, employee number, and salary. Why? Because here I am retrieving only employee name, employee number, and salary only, not all the columns. Okay. For example, I'm taking any other than this. For example, I do not have 7901, right? So okay, it says no data found. What is the error? No data found. Okay, why? Because there is a no such employee. 7901. 7901. We understand. We, the IT people, are software engineers, we programmers, we understand that there is a no such a employee there with the 7901 employee number. With the 7901 employee number. Okay. But any non-IT people or your manager, he don't know what is no data found. What does it mean? Okay, to simplify these errors, these are the errors. Only the software engineers or programmer they understand that there is a no such a employee. But other than non-IT people, they don't know what is the error. Okay, so to become an easy understandable way, okay, we are creating errors here. We are creating exceptions. It means when no data found error occurs like this. When no data found occurs, okay, here what is the error message here? It's caught EMP details line 5. No one understand. Only IT people can understand. For them, easily we can write down no rows are available. No rows are available. Okay. Again, I am creating with the same procedure name. How it is possible? By using this one. Replace. It overwrite the previous EMP details procedure and it will execute the new one. Okay. It says procedure is created. Execute EMP details. Now you see the error message says no rows are available. It is very easy to understand, right? This procedure say no rows are available. Why? Because no such a employee is there whose employee number is 7901. Previously, it give like this: no data found. The non-IT people that can't understand what is this. They think that the procedure is wrong. They think that the code is wrong. They think that the programmer is wrong. Okay. Instead of that, instead of that, okay, we can create an exceptions. Okay. In that exception, if this error occurs, if this error occurs, what will be our message? No rows are available. Okay. SQL code means here nothing but number. See here, this is the SQL code or SQL number. It is nothing but error message. It is nothing but error message, and this one is nothing but code, SQL code or SQL number. Okay. EMP details. Okay. Next, what is that? Do we have any other? 7934. See, 7934 information. Miller, employee number and salary. Okay. So this is about exception. We have so many exceptions. We will discuss in our exception topic. This is the next topic, exception topic. Okay. How to invoke stored procedure by using first four letter of execution. Employees detail, this one. Okay. Or else printing table through a procedure. You want to print multiplication table. Same. Create or replace procedure. What is the procedure name? Show table, and it is a in parameter. In parameter means we are giving some input value. Here I need one variable which is nothing but t. Okay. Here it is nothing but if you want to print 7 table, write down 7 here. If you want to print ninth table, write down 9. It is the output statement multiplication table of n. 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, 11 or. I am printing from 1 to 15. Actually tables are from 1 to 10 only, but you can give 1 to 15, no problem. Okay. It is a loop n into c. N is nothing but the number we are giving, c is nothing but increment order. First time it is 1, second time it is 2, third time 3, 4, 5 up to 15. It will store in p. Now my output like be n into c into p. Like if it is a 7 table, 7 1 the 7, 7 2 the 14, like that. Okay, this is end of the loop. Hmm. It says procedure created. If you want, you have to write down execute. What is the table procedure name? Show underscore table, and you are giving the value. For example, 9. It will give the ninth table. Multiplication of table 9. It is a in parameter. Okay. It is a procedure name. It is the execution. First four letter of execution. Execute. Okay. Next one. Procedure using for with cursor programs. Here again it is a procedure name and the value. Here I need two variables. One is increment, which is nothing but salary column type. Next one is net value. It is also salary type. Why? Because net value means gross salary means plus increment, like that. Okay. I am creating a cursor. What is the use of cursor? It will retrieve all the rows and it stores in that cursor. It's like a basket. When you shop a supermarket, okay, you carry a basket, right? In that basket you keep all your things, same like that. Okay, cursor c1 is select star from where department number d. Okay, where department number d. Here we are giving as the department number d. If it is 10th department, then the increment. If 20 department, different increment. Okay, here for x in c1, on Saturday I will explain what is the use of for loop. We need not to create the variable, row type variable. We need not to mention the lower limit and upper limit, nothing. Just write down x in c1. Here x is assumed as a row type variable. If you are using while and simple loop, then you have to create one variable x as a row type variable. Here no need. Implicitly it will create x as a row type variable and no need to mention lower limit and upper limit. Here it will start the loop x dot job, x dot job. If job is manager, then increase the salary 400. If job is clerk, increase the salary 300. If job is salesman, increase the salary 200. Okay, it is an increment. And then x dot salary plus increment. Here x is a row type variable. That's why we have to mention x dot column name, which is salary increment. Okay. Next update salary. What is the salary now? Net. What is the net? It is nothing but salary plus increment. Okay. Here you see the use of row type variable. Just we have to mention the row type variable and column name. Okay. This is the procedure using for loop and cursor. What is the procedure name? Salary underscore increment. Hmm. Here creating procedure. Okay, it says procedure created. If you want, we have to execute. What is the procedure name? Salary increment. This is nothing but department. In which department? Department number 10. You see, in the 10th department, I have clerk, he is a manager, king, he is a president, miller, he is a clerk. Okay, this is the salary. What I have to display? Employee number, which is employee name, job, job is nothing but manager, salary. What is his actual salary? 26,500. Increment. How much increment? 400. Net salary means salary plus increment, which is nothing but 350. So from this month, his salary is 3,500. Because he's a manager, that's why increment is 400. If he's a president, it is 500. If he's a clerk, his increment is 300. Okay, that is the thing. Again, if you want to execute 20 department, in the 20 department, I have Smith, John, Scott, Adams, and Ford. These are the employee number, employee name, designation, his salary, increment, and total salary. You see, Miller is a clerk. That's why the increment is 300. Here, Smith is a clerk. So that's why his increment is 300. For manager, it is 400. Here also, clerk is a manager, so 400. Okay. Others, analyst. Here it is a president. For them, it is a 500. Okay, no? This is about procedures. Create a procedure to display all department details. Again with the same. Okay. Till now we create just PLSQL block which doesn't have any name and we cannot call them repeatedly. But here we can call them repeatedly. Here it is a procedure. What is the procedure name? Just display. We do not have any in parameter and out parameter. We do not have any in parameter and out parameter. Okay. It, we have cursor C1 for I in C1. Okay. Procedure created. Just call this procedure execute display. You say it will display the department number, department name, and location. Department number, department name, and location. Okay. It is a procedure name display. You can call number of times. Okay. Actually, where we using this procedure means when you write a main program. Okay. If you want to execute the same thing, so you have to write down the same code repeatedly. Instead of that, just create this code in a naming procedure like display, and you just call them as a with name display. That's it. No need to write any other. It is for swapping, using third variable means temporary variable. Here it is a procedure name. You see, here we have here a act as a in parameter as well as out parameter. In parameter as well as out parameter means we are giving a value to the server and the server returns us the a value. So it is called in and out parameters. In parameter, out parameter. Here also in parameter and out parameters. Okay. In parameter means we are giving some value. Out parameter means it returns some value. So there are three types of parameter. One is in parameter, input parameter. Second one is output parameter or out parameter. Third one is in out parameter. Okay, we can use in parameter and out parameter both, but Oracle standard version, they recommend that don't use in out parameter. Mostly avoid in out parameters. You can give either in parameter or out parameter. They recommend us don't use frequently in out parameter in the programs. Okay, for our for our just understanding purpose, I give this example. But Oracle, okay, they recommend us don't use in out parameter in your main programs. Here t is a local declaration, local variable. First it will store a value into t value. I think you know all of this, right? B value in a and t value it will be, so it will be swap. For example, here a value is 5, b value is something 8. Okay, in the beginning, what is t value? It will become a, so which is nothing but 5. Now what is a value? Which is nothing but b. What is b here? 8. Now b value is t. B value is t. What is t here? 5. So b value is 5. You see, a will become 8, b will become 5. Previously a will is 5, b will is 8. Now it will swap this. Okay, so you can use, it is called comments. Oracle server does not read these comments. Okay, but it is used to create the comments. Why? Because the other users, okay, they can easily understand the program. Okay, so it says procedure is created, it does not display anything. If you want, use swapping in and out parameter 9 comma 2. What happened to this? Acha, end is ignored. Huh? You see, it will say, if you use this one, it will say it is a invalid. How to invoke out parameter? You say execute swapping, it is a invalid. Why? Because we are using out parameter here. We are using out parameter. We are using out parameter here. Okay. Then how can we call or how can we invoke out parameter like this? Okay. Okay. This is the thing. How to invoke by using this program. Ah, next, write a PLSQL Oracle program to add two numbers using procedure. You see, it is a n1 is a in parameter, n2 is a in parameter. Here total is a out number, out parameter. Okay. Here we have declaration. Okay. So this is about result, and we have some more procedures also. I will explain tomorrow. All this, all these procedures are there. Okay. See here. Here I am giving A as the input and output value, B also as the input and output value for swapping purpose. Okay. Here I create this swapping procedure, but the thing is, here we have out parameter. We cannot use execute command. We cannot use execute command. Okay. Then how can we invoke? How can we call output parameter? Here, it is a main program. In this main program, here you see I am using this swapping procedure. Okay, here x and y both are input values and as well as output values. It means I am giving x value and y value. Okay, here it is a procedure name. So there are, I told you, there are two ways to use procedure. One is execute procedure name, second one is call in any main program, call in any other program. Here I am calling this swapping procedure. Okay, what happened, it will change that code from x to y and y to x. Okay, now you see, if you have out parameters in your procedure, we cannot call by using execute command. Okay, just we can call in main program, in any main program with the procedure name swapping x comma y. So it will asking you enter the x value, for example 7, enter the y value 4. You see, before swapping it is x is equal to 7, y is equal to 4. After swapping x is equal to 4, y is equal to 7. Why? Because this swapping procedure, it has out parameter, so we should not use this execute command. We should not use this execute command. Okay, then how can we invoke, sir? By using that procedure name in any other PLSQL block or any other procedure also. We can call one procedure in with another procedure or in function. Okay, so that is the use of procedures. We can invoke in two ways. One is by using procedure name in any other program, or we can use this one, but we cannot use this execute command when we have out parameter. When we have out parameter, we cannot use this statement. Only when we have in parameter only we can use execute command. If you have out parameter, then use that procedure in other procedure. Okay, I'm using this procedure in another PLSQL block or any other procedure or any other function or any other packages. Okay, so that is the use of procedure. Any doubt here? Tomorrow I will explain remaining procedures also. Okay, just do the practice. Okay, thank you. And we will complete within this month only. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. What is today's? So we complete procedures. today, tomorrow also, next exception 2 3 4. Mostly this Saturday we will finish up. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. I think I sent all this, right, all these notes to you. 22. Okay, thank you. Any doubt? Anil, Anand, Ishwarji, Sangeeta?
No, sir.
Okay.